Hey guys, it's Shannon with True Crime with Shannon, and I'm back with another video. But before we get into today's video topic, if you do me a quick favor, if you like the channel, if you like the content that you're seeing, hit that thumbs up button for me if you will, and also if you would subscribe to the channel, I really would appreciate it. I'm trying to hit my next goal, which is 500 subscribers, and we're a little over 200 away from that, and I really do appreciate you guys helping me get to that. And I do love my subscribers, and I'm hoping the more the channel grows, I'll be able to offer some more fun things. So we'll see how that works. But in the meanwhile, I appreciate you all, and yeah, so let's get into it. What shall we? Okay, but I do want to go over missing persons real quick because I do like to feature missing persons with every video because really there's just way too many missing people, you guys. So before I give the update today on the Dylan Rounds case, this one just appeared on my Twitter feed because I was looking for a pretty recent one. And this is Chrissy Powell. She's missing out of San Antonio, Texas, it looks like. She is 19 years old, blonde hair, brown eyes, 5'2", 115 pounds. Let's see. It looks like, it says, let's see, this is a picture from the Ring video of Chrissy Powell leaving her house on Tuesday, July 5th. So that wasn't that long ago because today is the 12th as I record this. So that's the picture of her right there. Leaving her house on Tuesday, July 5th at 10:34 a.m. She lives in the Apple Creek neighborhood in San Antonio, Texas. Per her family and friends, she was running late for work. She called the law firm office where she works and told them she was on her way. She was rushing and left her iPhone at home. She drives a 2020 black Nissan Rogue, which is, they're showing a photo of it here as well on the flyer. She never showed up to work and hasn't been seen or heard from since. If you know something about Chrissy's whereabouts, please contact the San Antonio Police Department. If you know something, say something. Okay, so she had a 2020 black Nissan Rogue, and they have her plate here. It is hard to read. It looks like it's PYJ 8564, and they have a little Ring video there. So this at least gives us quite some information on her, and there's some photos of her there as well. It looks like she's with the vehicle there on the first one, and there is Chrissy, and I will try to get some more info. I believe they're trying to make a more official poster for her, but kudos to them for getting this out there for sure, because the quicker you can get it out there, hopefully the better for her. So she's been missing since the 5th of July. So especially if you are in the San Antonio, Texas area, please be aware and look out for Chrissy Powell. She's 39 years old. All right, so I'm going to do another update on the Dylan Rounds case. This one is more surrounding the person of interest who has become the main suspect in the case. And for those that have been following it, you probably have heard about it already. James Brenner has been named as the main suspect in the disappearance of 19-year-old Dylan Rounds. There's quite a bit of backstory on this guy. He's not necessarily a good guy. Doesn't seem to be. So let's see. Yeah, this was they had a court there on Friday, and on last Thursday, the Box County Elder Sheriff's deputy, they released a statement on the case. So let me get that so I can read that for you guys. I was actually going to pull it up directly, but this actual website has it. It says, during the course of this investigation, multiple persons have been interviewed by the Elder County Sheriff's Office, the FBI, and other assisting agencies. Multiple arrests have been made for unrelated warrants and crimes that have been discovered during this process. When Dylan Rounds was not located early on in the search effort, the investigation focused on the possibility of Dylan being the victim of a crime. The current totality of information gathered from the many interviews and searches, along with the analysis of both physical evidence and forensic data, has identified James Brenner as a suspect. Brenner is currently being held at the Weber County Jail on unrelated federal firearm charges. No criminal charges have been filed specifically regarding the Dylan Rounds case. This investigation is not complete and remains active. Law enforcement investigators are continuing to work to locate Dylan and find answers. At this time, no further information or comment related to this criminal investigation will be released. As we stated before, if you have knowledge regarding the circumstances surrounding the disappearance of Dylan Rounds, call the Box Elder County Sheriff's Office. Our 24/7 dispatch non-emergency phone numbers are 435-723-5227, 435-734-3894, and 435-257-3131. You can also send private messages through the Box Elder County Sheriff's Office Facebook page. So that was the release that they released late last week regarding the case and James Brenner. So let's get into Mr. James Brenner. Let's see. I picked up some information, but let me see what this website has on Mr. James Brenner. Brenner, 58, and with previous felony convictions, was squatting in a trailer on property near Rounds Farm and had contact with him, according to court documents. He was arrested last week on the firearms charge. He has a rap sheet that includes malicious wounding, malicious shooting, and multiple convictions of being a felon in possession of a firearm. A probable cause statement filed in Brenner's most recent arrest says he was interviewed on June 7th of this year in connection with the disappearance of Rounds. On June 11th, the Sheriff's Office requested the assistance of the FBI and Davis County Sheriff's Office in the investigation. On June 16th, the Box Elder County Sheriff's Office, otherwise known as BESCO, and the FBI executed a search warrant on Brennan's trailer. During the search, firearms accessories related to muzzle loading were located in the trailer, but no guns were found. The probable cause statement says, on June 20th, 2022, a friend and neighbor of Brenner, identified in court documents as D.H., was interviewed by the FBI and Box Elder County Sheriff's Office. Though this is apparently the complainant that they're going by in relation to the firearms charges, so the name has not been released at this time to the public. During that interview, D.H. advised that after Dr., which is Dylan Rounds, went missing, and sometime after Brenner's initial June 7th, 2022 interview with BESCO, Brenner brought 3 black powder guns over to D.H.'s residence and asked him to, quote, safekeep them. When D.H. asked why, Brenner stated that he needed to do this for his, quote, own safety, and that the last time he had trouble with the law, they took everything from him, and he did not want the things he had left to be taken again. So he was already worried about something going on at that point. D.H. agreed to store the muzzle loaders for him, and at the time of the interview, D.H. turned over the 3 muzzle loaders to BESCO, who booked them into evidence. On June 21st, D.H. was interviewed again by the FBI and said Brenner had also brought him a .22 caliber rifle around the same time that he had brought over the muzzle loaders. D.H. told us that he didn't mention the .22 rifle when interviewed before because he had been owed money by the rifle's original owner, and that he had felt he should have a claim over the .22 rifle that Brenner asked him to store to cover the debt. Brenner's probable cause statement says. Okay, yeah, this website is a little bit of spelling errors, but other than that, that's pretty much the update. Let me go over some of the notes that I've accumulated on Mr. Brenner. So there's Dylan. Let's kind of pause on Dylan here. Okay, so this is Mr. James Brenner here. I couldn't find really any pictures of him. This was the only photo that I found on the internet, and so I've inserted it here so I can kind of do some main points. He is the current main suspect in the case, and we shall see here. Let me go over what I discovered on Mr. James Brenner, besides what we just read. Brenner was named a suspect by authorities for the disappearance of Dylan Rounds. So as we know that, and late last week, he was named the main suspect in Dylan's disappearance. A $100,000 reward is being offered for Rounds' whereabouts. That is being offered by his family, Dylan Rounds' family. Friday, July 8th, Brenner appeared in federal court on firearm violations. He pleaded not guilty to those charges. Brenner was either squatting on Dylan's property or at the adjacent property, and he had no right to be there, according to Deputy U.S. Attorney Carlos Equita. Candace Cooley, Dylan's mom, said that Brenner often helped her son at his farm. Dylan's boots were discovered near where Brenner was staying on the property. So Dylan's boots were located really close to where Brenner actually stayed. So that's super suspicious for sure. Okay. He has a lengthy history of violence, Mr. Brenner does. He has had a shootout before, as well as a history of shooting at people. He's a quality individual. He's a convicted felon who still carries firearms, which is completely illegal. He also has an outstanding warrant from Box Elder County where he allegedly beat up a 70-year-old man using an aluminum chair. Nice guy, huh? Also, he served time for attempted murder, even though that was apparently almost 30 years ago. Let's see. Prosecutors argued that Brenner is a danger to the community and should not be back on the streets. I have to agree. Dylan's mom, Candace, believes that he has something to do with her son's disappearance. I also agree with that. I think he really does. Alright, judge denied Brenner's bail and he was returned to the Weber County Jail. The judge stated that the defendant has a, quote, pattern of criminal activity and a lack of family in the area. So he's got so much of a history and there's nobody in the area to really account for him, so the judge is like, nope, we're not letting you go. He will be returned to Box Elder County where he's facing more gun violations. That's apparently, I haven't heard anything as of today on Tuesday, but that's supposedly going to be happening soon. But he won't be getting out of jail. He may just be moved to that county. In the days after Dylan went missing and he was interviewed by investigators, Brenner brought a friend 3 muzzle loaders and a rifle and asked him to keep them safe, as we just heard. It's believed that James Brenner snapped and did something to Dylan, according to the complainant, DH, which again, we don't know who DH is. That's his initials are being used in the complainant so that he remains anonymous. Everything's led us right back to where Dylan parked that grain truck and where his boots were found. Everything's taken us right back to day one. So the idea is that we're thinking that something happened on that morning that Dylan disappeared, that maybe there was an argument between Dylan and James, and then James did something to him, whether he lashed out at him and then he decided to cover it up because it all went completely wrong, or whether he meant to hurt him, I don't know. But right now that they're thinking that James had a major to do with this whole entire disappearance of 19-year-old Dylan. A June 16th search of Brenner's trailer turned up ammunition, black powder, and other items related to muzzle loading, but no firearms. The authorities executed another search warrant on Brenner's trailer the following day, and then found a muzzleloader rifle along with ammunition, black powder, and ignition caps. So, it took them some time, but they did find all that back. It just took them some time. They came back and they found all the information that they needed from Mr. Brenner there. So, this is our main suspect, James Brenner. And I gotta say, I really do believe that he has something to do with Dylan's disappearance. Whether there was more folks involved in it, I don't believe he maybe did it alone. Maybe he had somebody else to help him cover it up. I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think that James, really did do it alone? Do you think that he did something to Dylan? And whether they had an argument, he lashed out? But his violent history, really does tell us something. So I do believe he has something to do with Dylan, just disappearing on us. And sadly, I don't think this is going to end well. As much as we hope that Dylan's still alive, this is not looking good at all, in my opinion. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. What do you guys think of this this current, main suspect and some of the other folks that have come up? I'll go over those again soon as well. But like I said, James right now, he's the main suspect, and they're hoping, I guess, that he'll crack or something will happen. And supposedly there's supposed to be a grand jury meeting soon regarding Dylan's case. So we'll see how that goes. I haven't heard a date on that. I heard it was this week, but like I said, this is Tuesday, and I haven't heard any updates on that. So, and feel free to let me know if you've heard anything in the comments, or drop me an email. I include my email also in the video information. But that's it for today. I do appreciate you guys checking out the channel and the video. If you haven't already, please hit that thumbs up, that like button on the way out if you like the video content. I really do appreciate it. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. I really do appreciate it. I'm working toward hitting that 500 goal, and that way it'll give me community posts and some more fun stuff I can do. I'm excited about it. And thanks again for checking out the channel, and I hope you guys have a great day, and stay safe.